here we go again. Another episode of Sight Reading Maverick. I continue to fool with some of my technology here. So as always, please give me feedback in the comments as to how things are going regarding sound and that type of thing. So without further chit-chatting, I think I'm going to begin. First, I want to say a special happy anniversary to Luiz and Helen, who are watching from France. It's their 40th anniversary. So if you feel like wishing them a happy anniversary in the chat section, please do. They are some of my best fans, it seems. And welcome to Inca Warrior, a dear friend of mine from college, who is also joining us again today. So lots of interesting music today. I got several requests, which was thrilling for me. I always love it when people help me put together the show by making requests. And then there are a few requests from myself. So lots of fun coming up, hopefully. The first thing I'm going to play, and I'm trying to remember, oh, this was a request from Luiz. I wanted to start with something that he requested since this is their special day. And it's by Marie Damischino, who actually went by the name, her pen name was Mario Foscarino. Of course, you know, during the time when many of these composers were alive, it wasn't really acceptable, or music couldn't be published as well if the person was suspected as being a woman, or if the person was a woman. So a lot of women went under pen names that were masculine. Anyway, so this is Marie Damischino. I'm only going to go by her correct name. This is from her Feuillets d'album. So a collection of little pieces. And he requested specifically numbers 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to start with those. The first one is Jour de fête, which seems very appropriate. I believe that means the day of celebration, which this is, isn't it? C major, 4/4. It's only 2 pages. We've only got like one figuration at 16th notes, so brilliant. And it's just a little turn, easy peasy. Left hand is mostly accompanimental. We've got lots of 8th notes as the primary rhythmic value, and it's marked Untitled. I should have said that. So not too fast. Lots of retards, blah, blah, blah. So let's try it. Always choosing a tempo is really, really important when you're sight reading. You don't, I mean, it depends on where your level is. For me, I try to make sure that I do a tempo that I think I can sustain a steady pulse throughout, also be musical. But the most important thing for me is rhythm and pulse and musicality. The actual pitches themselves, that's probably last on my list of priorities. But obviously I try my best. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Absolutely delightful. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic piece for students too. Would even make a good sight reading piece for a student that's relatively new to sight reading. Fantastic, I love it. And this would be a good one to help students practice blocking. The left hand moves kind of by chords, right? And you can block them. And when you do that, you are training your eyes to be taking in more notes and recognizing notes that belong in the same harmony all at once. So they're not trying to read C, G, E, G, D, G, F, G. That's just too much. So a good piece for sight reading practice. All right, the second one is called Chant du Soir, which I believe means Song of the Evening, which I believe it's evening in Paris. Or no, not quite yet. We're on the verge of it. So we're in France. I don't know if Louis and Helen are in Paris, actually. Anyway, okay, so this one's in 6/8, G major. Again, I think this Marie really likes a lot of rubato and taking times at ends of phrases. How lovely. Looks like another good one for blocking practice. All eighth notes that's the fastest rhythmic value. Chant du Soir. It's another andantino, so we don't want it too lickety-split, but also not too arduous. Left hand is merely accompanimental. There's a few parts, or at least one line, where the left hand comes out with a scalar passage, but that's it. So, and I often try to hear the first phrase in my head if I can. That really helps me to settle into a tempo. 1, 2. I got caught off guard. There are so many indications in here, tempo indications, that I missed some. But anyway, I just did them a little bit late. But that was beautiful as well. I really enjoyed that. All right, the next one is called La Aragonaise. And I wonder if that has something to do with a dance from Aragon. I have no idea. Is there a region? I don't know. Anyway, I have no idea what it is. It's marked Allegretto con brio or Allegro con brio. It's in 3/4. Very much looks like a waltz, basically, in A minor. We love A minor. This one has a little bit more activity in the left hand. So, and when that activity occurs, the right hand is a little bit more stable and sparse. So I'll just be able to focus on that left hand. Interestingly enough, whenever the left hand does have these little blurbles, that's my technical name for them, they all have the same shape. It goes up and then down in their eighth notes. Like, so they're very repetitive, sort of. And then we've got scales at the end. Easy peasy. The right hand figuration looks a little bit trickier. We've also got some grace notes in here. Really important when you're sight reading. When you're sight reading, grace notes are, you have totally free reign to leave them out. So often what I will do is I will leave them out at first, and then as I get into the groove of the piece itself, the harmonies, then I go ahead and then give myself permission to let go of the grace notes. All right, fastest note value are eighth notes. I do notice that there's a spot at the end that says con fuoco, so with fire. So we definitely can't be too slow here. So one. I'm gonna feel this in one. Let's try that. One. To me, that had quite a Spanishy flair to it. I'm not sure if that was what it's supposed to be, but that's what I felt like. Interestingly enough, you may hear my dog. He's down there. He loves to sing, so just so you know, you might hear him. That was great. There are more pieces in this album. I'm looking to see how many, and if there's another one I want to throw in there, because it's 112. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna challenge myself and do one that looks like it's faster, just for the fun of it, and it's a good way to test where I am sight reading level wise. Oh, Inca Warrior says the sound is great. Great, that's fantastic. And yeah, if as it gets louder, if you notice something, do let me know. And Luiz says it's 7 p.m. in France. That's very interesting. Okay, good to know. All right. This one's in 2/4. It's called Hero Souvenir, and I can't remember what that means. So we're not going to worry about what it means. Allegretto Spirituoso. And this one has 16s. So my goal is to pick a lickety-split tempo to put myself on the edge a little bit and see what happens. C major. The right hand and the left hand actually play together a lot of the time when there's 16th notes and in other spaces too. So even though I'm going to take it faster, I'm going to really try to focus on my left hand just mimicking my right hand. So I'm not obsessing over each note. All right, and lots of scales. 1, 2. I got caught off guard about these rests again. Oh my goodness, I have to do it again. Last week I had the same thing. In this period of music, when they printed stuff, a lot of times a quarter note rest actually looks like an 8th note rest, but backwards. And I also noticed that it's not in unison, the scales, and that threw me off. Retake. 1, 2. exciting and thrilling. A little bit of a workout for me and my brain, but all right. Oops, that's the same composer. Okay, next on the show is a piece by a composer I have never heard of, and this is Luiz de Freitas Branco, and this is a Portuguese composer. And yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about this individual, but I don't even know how I discovered him. I have a friend that lives in Portugal who's a pianist, and I think I might have done a search for Portuguese piano music or something. Okay, Sonatina. So here's the first movement, C major, except it looks like we're going to go through some harmonic adventures here. Oh, it's very interesting. The first movement is only 1 page long. Most of the melodic material, if not all of it, yes, all of it is in the right hand. Left hand primarily has quarter notes, half notes. Left hand is in the treble clef much of the time. Should be, I have no idea what to expect by this one. So I'll have to be on my toes for all the accidentals that are involved, but that'll be interesting. 8th notes are fastest. Allegro moderato. I'm gonna be a little bit safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very interesting. I liked that. All right, and I think that would be very accessible for students as well. The second movement is Andante in A minor, I believe, but again, he has some twists and harmony. It's, yeah, 3 lines long. Very straightforward. Again, fastest note value are 8th notes. Let's try it. Andante. 1, 2. Very interesting. I liked that too. Short and sweet. And what a good exercise in bringing out that beautiful left-hand melody that has a little bit of unusual intervals in there. Okay, the last movement does not look as readable, but I'm going to try it anyway because I'm feeling gutsy today. It's a rondo, so at least that means hopefully the A section will return several times and I'll get several chances at the same material. We've got lots of 16ths, but they are very figurative, so it's either kind of scales going down or scales going up. As you get into it, it does start to do a little bit more snake winding around. And when I have figurations like this at a fast tempo, I try to just follow visually the line as I would like a painter with a paintbrush stroke, instead of focusing on absolutely every little individual note. We'll see how that works for me. Looks like we've got some scales in the left hand in the middle section. So I'm going to quickly see if they're not a normal scale. It's very modal. And then that one's really messy. Yeah, so it's going to get dicey right here. So what is my strategy? Plus the right hand and the left hand are sort of chasing each other there. So I think I'm going to really try to focus on the first note of each group of 4 16th notes. We'll see if that works. The second or the last page is just tons of 16ths in the right hand and lots of ledger lines. So again, we'll see what happens there. Okay. Yeah. So I have to choose wisely a tempo. Okay, I don't know. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, I have to start again because there's a big typo and it totally threw me off. Sorry about that, folks. Why do they do that? Is it really that way forever? Shoot, I really need to figure this out. Sorry. Wow, this is bizarre. No. Okay, I really don't know. I guess I'll keep it in the right hand, or in the treble clef. I don't know. 1, 2. Okay, that was a nice, thrilling challenge in there. Oh my goodness. I think I kind of made it. So yeah, once I got to the tricky section where theoretically I wanted to alternate and have the voices that play kind of tag, I just had to leave out the left hand. So be it. That happens. All right, the next piece on the program was a request by a student with whom I work with quite a bit. And it's Edvard Grieg's lyric pieces, which I think I've heard some of these, but I don't know them very well. And I haven't played them. So I'm going to start, he requested specifically number 2, which is the Volksweise. So I'm going to start with that. And I might throw in another one too, for good measure. This is in E minor, 3/4. Allegro con moto. The left hand is purely accompanimental, has the same figuration almost always throughout. So the same rhythm. Then the right hand has a dotted rhythm in its main figuration. And then it looks like in the second half, we do get some triplets, but they only last for like 2 measures. So yum ba-dum 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 bum, I think. Yada da 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 da. So especially when I have sort of different rhythms that are quite unique from one another, so you've got dotted rhythms and triplets, I make sure before I start I can really hear both of those rhythms clearly in my head with the tempo I want to do, so it doesn't catch me off guard. Should have repeated. Sorry about that. That was beautiful. I like that one. Very straightforward and very Grieg. Okay, I want to do another one because that was so short. Oh, there's lots of these. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try. There's a spring dance, but it's not very springy right now. Ooh, no, that looks weird. Maybe I should try it. There's this melody, which is number 3. But as I looked, sort of in the middle here, we've got a measure where it looks like you've got 3 against 2. That's how I'll think about it. Yeah, because I'll probably feel this in 2 beats per measure, even though it's in 4/4. So I'm gonna try it. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm in that section that has the triplets. It's very chromatic. The left hand goes straight up though. Then it's the right hand goes up and then goes back down. So I'll try to remember that. Ah, we do get the triplet figure up here too in the right hand. So it's actually 3 against 4, if you count the 8th notes in there. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. 6:30. I'm kind of looking at my list. I think I'll go on for now. I can always come back to these if we have more time at the end. I really love Grieg's music. I should be playing more of it. The next request is another by Luiz, and this is Peter Tchaikovsky's Album for the Young. And it looks like he might have written these after he was inspired by listening to Schumann's album for the young. So, and I'm always looking for good pieces for students, and these look like these might fit the bill. Let's see, he requested numbers 9, 15, 17, and 18. So let's start with those. Ooh, okay. This one looks a little trickier. The number 9 is a waltz, and it is in E flat major, which I've had a lot of nice keys so far. Not that this key isn't nice, but anyway. Okay, at the top of the second page, actually the bottom of the first page to the second page, I'm noticing that the left hand actually goes into just a repetitive C, G open fifth in the left hand, which is great because I'm going to use that to really focus on what's going on in the right hand, which looks quite exciting. There's a lot of accents that are sort of making everything syncopated, or hemiola E. So that's good that the left hand is simpler there. A lot of eighth note figurations in the right hand, while the left hand is doing your typical waltz thing. So another chance to kind of block and to take in the whole measure of my left hand at once, to get my hand in the right chord position, hand position, focus on the right hand. All right, let's see what happens. It's only 2 pages long. Vivace. Oh dear, vivace. Okay, let's see what happens. And definitely in 1, right? Fun, really a fun piece. Makes me want to waltz, even though I really probably can't waltz. All right. Oh, Inca Warrior says nice tuplets. That must have been, yeah, in the previous piece. Thank you. Yeah, that was pretty fun. For those of you that didn't notice this, I'm going back to the Grieg. When I had 4 eighth notes in the left hand against 3 notes in the right hand, I think that's what it was. Basically what I did is, since the triplets were in the melody, I focused on the melody and didn't worry so much about all those eighth notes since it was just accompanimental. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Always talkative am I. All right, number 15 is Italian song. This is another vivace one. We're getting lively here. D major, 3/8. So again, we're gonna feel it in 1, just like we did the waltz. It's only 1 page, basically. There's only 1 or 2 measures that have 16th notes, and those repeat at the end. And the 16th notes, when they happen, very figurative, stepwise motion, just follow the shape again. Left hand is just accompanimental. It can be blocked. So one. Very charming. I had a hard time getting the left hand to sound like I wanted to. That kind of accompaniment can be kind of tricky, but it is what it is. Okay, number 17. Louis, I'm surprised you didn't ask for an old French song. Actually, I know that one anyway. Lots of cellists and violinists play old French song, I think. It's very beautiful. All right, 17 is German song. So we're going to go to Germany instead. This one's Tranquillo, 3/4, E flat major. Accompanimental in the left hand, melody in the right hand. Here we go, not much to say about it. I was trying to do a tempo that felt German. And that sounds sort of like a Bavarian folk song or something. Really pictured somebody like yodeling or something. All right, and the last one Louis requested is the Neapolitan song, which Neapolitan, we're now going to Italy. Again, left hand accompanimental. I think I'll do, let's see, what else? There's a very common rhythm in here. Yum, ba 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 bum, ba da dum bum bum. And then at the end, we have a piumoso section, which drives a little bit more. It looks like it's going to get quite exciting. The right hand has a lot of repeated notes, so we'll just see what happens there. We'll see how my piano does repeated-wise. We've got a scale at the end, which is an A-flat scale. No. E-flat major scale. Okay. 1, 2. That was really a lot of fun. And I think as soon as I got to the end, I recognized the ending. So that was fun to play around with. And that's another good like celebratory piece for your anniversary. Oh wow, there's one called Witch. That's exciting. There's tons in this. Wow, that's very good to know. So again, that's something I can always go back to if I have a little more time. All right, next one is a piece by Helen Hopekirk. I was introduced to her by Sandra, my partner at the Piano Music She Wrote channel on YouTube. And so she has two pieces of Helen Hopekirk's on her album that she released a year ago that has all music written by women. So this one is not on it. This is her Romance. It's in A minor, 6/8. Looks like it has two sections. The second section is poco meno mosso. That's good to note. So a little bit slower, or just not as much movement. The first part is marked passionato. So I'm not sure about finding a tempo. I think I'm actually going to choose the tempo based on the middle section, which is supposed to be a little slower than that, because I feel like that melody is easier to settle into a tempo. Oh, except it's also confused because it goes from 6/8 to 4/4, so maybe that won't work as much. No, I think I will. So I'm just going to make sure my eighth notes are a little bit faster in this first section. There's no 16ths really in here, so that's good to know. 2, 1, 2. wow. Oh, I see Sandra is here. Sandra, can I record this one? I really, really loved this piece. And yeah, Inca Warrior comments, very Schumann-esque. It sure is. Wow, really gorgeous stuff. And I think if one practiced it, it would be even more gorgeous. What do you know? So I really, really love that. And Sandra also remarked that Helen Hopekirk had a big international career as a pianist, and then she taught in Boston for the latter part of her life. So really good composer. Listen to Sandra's two Helen Hopekirk's pieces. You can listen to them on Spotify. Just look up Sandra Mogensen and you'll find it. All right, last but not least, I'm going back to a composer whose music I performed earlier, Luiz de Freitas Branco, who is was Portuguese. I don't think he's still alive. These are his 15 Préludios. I know, again, I don't know anything about this gentleman, but I was just curious because I don't know any other Portuguese composers. So we're tipping our hat to Portugal today. Okay, now I'm looking at it, I'm very scared. Maybe I'll start with a different one. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna start with number 4 for right now, just because it looks easier. And my heart rate is up from that last one. This is Moderado, and I think the descriptors are maybe Portuguese. Sem rigor de andamento, so something about walking. It's in 6/4. I think I just have to read the accidentals. We'll just see what happens. Because of time, I'm just going to read from this point on. Very cool. The next one has way too many fast notes, so we're skipping that one. There's a lot of really tricky ones, folks. Like vivo, blah, blah, blah. Oh, good heavens. Okay, here's another short one. Very intriguing. I'm finding his music very interesting. It's different. Okay, I was gonna go to the first one here. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. It's really crazy. I think his Sonatina was much more straightforward. What do you think? Okay. Sometimes I think I should look at this more in advance, but quite frankly, I don't have time to do that. That's okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it good for that one. I have 3 more minutes, so I'm gonna go back to the Grieg, I think. Or no, I'm gonna go back to the Tchaikovsky because I know that that is what Luiz, it's his special day, so I think we need to do one for Luiz. Okay, here's one for Luiz and Helen. This is Sweet Dream. This is back to Tchaikovsky's album for the young. Sweet Dream. It's number 24. Beautiful. That was great. Yay. And Louis and Helene, I hope that that gives you sweet dreams tonight and that you have another wonderful year together. So anyway, so thank you for being such great fans of the show. Thank you to Inca Warrior, to Sandra for also joining in today, and for anybody else that might be watching. By all means, throughout the week, if you come up with ideas of things you'd like me to sight read, please do let me know. Send me a message. Inca Warrior just said, beautiful, keep these audio settings. Thank you, I will, and thank you for that feedback. So everyone have a safe and wonderful week. Happy sight reading, happy musicking, happy whatever it is that you do this week. And I will see you next week.